Hera Pheri. Phir Hera Pheri transl. Fraud Business Again is a 2006 Indian Hindi language comedy film directed by Neeraj Vora. It is sequel to the 2000 film Hera Pheri. It is the second part of Hera Pheri film series. The film stars Akshay Kumar, Sunil Shetty and Paresh Rawal from the previous films, while Bipasha, Basu and Rimi are the new additions. The central plot takes inspiration from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. The movie was released on 9 June 2006. The film grossed around 90 crores on a budget of 18 crores. Plot: Hera Pheri ended with the trio of Raju, Akshay Kumar, Shyam/Ghanshyam, Sunil Shetty, and Baburao Ganapatrao act, fondly called as Babu Baya Paresh Rawal, rich and rolling in money. Phir Hera Pheri tells the story of what happens after they become wealthy. The film opens with a prologue bringing the audience up to date, stating that each has suffered a personal loss despite their new riches. Shyam lost his only love Anurata Tabu in an accident, Raju lost his ailing mother, and Baburao, having nothing to lose in the first place, lost the little traces of common sense that he did possess. The three men are living a lavish life in a massive bungalow and splurging on various luxuries. Raju hears about an idea for doubling his wealth in 21 days from a con woman, Anurata Bipasha Basu, who is claiming to be a bank manager, and she convinces Shyam and Baburao to go along with it. Raju first arranges for 30 lakh from Shyam and Baburao and then a further 50 lakh by selling their bungalow. He convinces a small-time goon, Papu Rajpal Yadav, to contribute the remaining balance of 20 lakhs so that he can come up with the minimum deposit of 1 crore, which Anurata has promised to double. The trio invests the money and 3 weeks later realize that it was all a scam and that they are now penniless. To make matters worse, they do not even have possession of their bungalow, which Raju had sold off to arrange the last bit of money needed, and have to live in a chawl tenement. Papu shows up to the bungalow the next day to pick up his portion of the money, but is shocked to learn that Raju has left and the bungalow is now in possession of a Parsi gun collector, Dinesh Hingu. Papu is now in trouble because he had borrowed money from a lisping but dreaded gangster, Tiwari Sharat Saxena, who will kill him if he doesn't pay up. He comes across Raju one day and upon hearing of the scam pretends to be sympathetic. He tricks him and brings the three to his boss, telling him that they are the ones who took the money. Tiwari threatens them and tells them they have to come up with the money or else they will die. As they are being taken home by some of Tiwari's goons, the three manage to escape. Raju, Shyam and Baburao are about to leave the city when Raju remembers that he owes money to a woman named Anjali Rimi. The three head over to her house and are surprised to find that she is Papu's sister. Tiwari's goons show up and kidnap Anjali because Papu has not returned the money. Feeling guilty that he is the one who got Anjali in trouble, Raju decides that he will go to Tiwari and try to get her freed. Shyam and Baburao refuse to leave without them and decide to stay as well. The three go back to Tiwari to ask him to release Anjali, and Tiwari tells them to bring the money, releasing Anjali. Raju, Shyam and Baburao now have 3 days to come up with 40 lakh to pay back the goon, or else they will themselves be killed. Raju overhears the neighbor, Manabhai Johnny Lever, plotting to steal drugs from another gangster, Nanji by Milind Ganaji, and wrongly assumes they are talking about stealing money. Raju hatches a plan for the three of them to steal from Manabhai. The three manage to succeed barely but are confused when they do not find money inside. Raju recognizes the stuff like drugs and tells them that they are worth at least 3 crores 30 million. They think that if they can sell them to Kachorasef Menaj Joshi and pay off Tiwari, they can also become rich, but their neighbor once again steals the drugs from them. They then run into Anurata, and she tells them that the entire scam was hatched by Kabira, the gangster from the first Hera Pheri, and his close aide Chota Chetan Razak Khan to get revenge on the trio, and that the only reason she went along with it was because they were ho and ho. Their money was converted to diamonds to pay the ransom, but she fled with them once she discovered her niece had escaped and hid them under a decoration of a circus float. In the end, all the guys end up in a circus show where they attempt to get hold of the diamonds. These are strewn all over the ground in public by a gorilla. Soon the cops reach the spot, and they arrest Tiwari, Nanjibai as well as Chota Chetan. Raju, Shyam and Babirao flee along with Anjali, Anuradha, and her niece. Raju escapes with Papu's cell phone and 3 antique guns with him, which are worth 5-6 crore, though he does not know about it. Papu informs Shyam and Babirao about the guns, after which they try to call Raju on his cell phone. The film ends in a cliffhanger where Raju is about to throw the weapons in the river with his cell phone ringing in his mouth. Legacy. The film became a super hit. Its dialogues became very popular among fans. Many of its dialogues are still used as memes in social media. Cast: Akshay Kumar as Raju, Paresh as Babirao Gampatrao Apt A.K. Ababu Baye, Sunil Shetty as Shyam, Bipasha Basu as Anuradha, Rimi as Anjali, Rajpal Yav as Papu, Anjali's brother, his 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 brother. Johnny Lever as Manabai, Manoj Joshi as Akraseth, Sharat Saxena as Tiwari, Ravi Kishan as Chot Tiwari's sidekick, Shorsh Menon as Peter, Chaku Talsania as the inspector, Javed Khan as police constable, Dinesh Hingu as Parsi man, Milind Banerjee as Nanji Bai, Razat Khan as Chota Chetan, Kabir's sidekick, Sunil Pal as Manabai's sidekick, Kaku Sharda as Kanji, Manabai's sidekick, Viju Kote as Ram Leela troop member, Madan Singh as the tall man, Shailendra Pandey as the voice of tall man, Man Mauji as Ram Leela troop member, Mukesh Ahuja as circus magician, Nana Patekar as the narrator, Vaya Mirza as an item girl in the Son Pyar Kai Chatney, Neeraj Vora as the bus passenger speaking on the phone. Soundtrack. The music was composed by Hamish Rashamia, with lyrics written by Samir. The soundtrack album was released by T-Series. The song I Murray Zorajavine was only seen in an title credit. The song became so popular that it was added in the movie later. The dream sequence of Paresh was added following the song. According to the Indian trade website Box Office India, with around 1 million units sold, this film's soundtrack album was the year's 15th highest selling. Track listing. Awards. Sequel. A sequel titled Phir Hera Pheri 3 is planned, but the production was postponed after director Neeraj Vora died on 14 December 2017 after a prolonged illness. After the response from Feroz Nadeedwala, it will be released. On 23 May 2018, it was confirmed that Phir Hera Pheri 3 will now be directed by Indra Kumar and star the same team of Akshay Kumar, Sunil Shetty and Paresh in the lead. It was reported that the film will be shot in a start-to-finish schedule, and Indra Kumar confirmed to the Indian Express that the film will be ready for release in the second half of 2019. The film will continue the story of the previous two. Later, Indra Kumar left the project for unknown reasons and confirmed that Priyadarshan, who directed the first movie, will return as the director of the third.